Fantasy hockey waiver wire, Sean Monahan returns to the ice. Anyone who's reading this is either participating in the fantasy hockey playoffs, looking ahead to next season, in a roto format, or just plain bored, or interested. And if you're still part of that first group, the following player suggestions may come in handy on your quest to cash in. It was a shame when Monahan suffered a wrist injury in January, as he had been one of the Blue Jackets' driving forces the first half of the season with 41 points in as many games. He returned on Monday after missing more than 2 months, and didn't look out of place as he notched 2 assists, a shot, 3 hits, and 11 face-off wins on 1851 as the #1 center in all scoring situations. Get Monahan before others realize he's back. The post-Steven Stamkos era in Tampa has benefited Cirelli, as he's well past his career high in points, at 52, 7 more than 2023-24's peak, and occasionally gets looks on the first power play on top of a lead shorthanded role. And he's been especially productive the last 7 contests with 6 goals on 18 shots alongside an assist and 51 FW. Cirelli may be limited in Yahoo by only qualifying at C, though is well positioned within the Bolts lineup where he can post plenty of counting stats. Sherwood had quite the night for himself on Wednesday as he accumulated 2 goals, an assist, 4 shots, a +3, 4 hits and a block. He's surpassed his personal best with 32 points, but is probably more recognized in fantasy circles for having already obliterated Jeremy Lauzon's hits record of 383 from last year at 404 with 10 matchups remaining. Combine all that with a secondary PP spot, and the flexibility to fit anywhere allows Sherwood to be a reliable fantasy player. Injuries and inconsistency have hurt Karlsson's output to where he's averaging just 0.5 points per game, a mark he's only previously hovered around once, 39 and 67 during 2021-22, since joining the Golden Knights. From the 4 contests since he returned from an extended lower body absence, he's chipped in with 3 helpers, 2 of those PPAs, 8 shots, 3 hits and 3 blocks. And with Tomas Hertl out, Karlsson has ascended to the lead man advantage. Even as Vegas's 3rd even-strength center, anywhere in their top 9 is fine. Add Karlsson and then monitor the situation to see what happens when Hertl slots back into the lineup. The Bruins lost some talent this season, yet there are a few serviceable forwards remaining. Geekie is enjoying another solid campaign, firmly entrenched in the top 6 and first power play with 26 goals, 15 assists, 132 shots and 95 hits. He's also found the back of the net 4 times through 5 outings to go with a PPA, 10 shots and 5 hits. Boston probably isn't making the playoffs, but Geekie will be motivated to do well as his contract expires this summer. It's only been 35 days since Kuzmenko originally appeared in this column, and there's good reason for a repeat. The much-moved winger never really meshed with Calgary or Philly, so going to LA wasn't expected to result in anything different. He was scoreless across the opening 7 outings, but it was at least promising to be part of the first line and pages. Things finally clicked with him Saturday with a goal and a PPA, another marker on 2 shots Sunday and a second PPA Tuesday. As long as Kuzmenko sticks within the upper 3 units or doesn't get scratched/hurt, he'll be okay. Bertuzzi has always been skilled around the net with a knack for power play production, which has been displayed this year in the form of his 20th goal on Wednesday and 18 PPPs. He now resides in the lower half of the depth chart, though he's managed 7 points from the last 5 matchups and still joins forces with Connor Bedard while up a man, 4 of those 7 coming there. As someone who can score and direct a fair share of pucks on target, Bertuzzi makes for a decent mid-roster addition. Hockey fans love an underdog story, and there's probably no bigger relevant example than McMahon, as he toiled in the minors before receiving his first real NHL stint with the Leafs during 2023-24. The 28-year-old has skated with various teammates, including working the last week or so at 5-on-5 beside John Tavares and William Nylander. This has led to a pair of goal-plus-assist performances to go with 6 shots and 5 hits. McMahon could eventually end up in a less favorable arrangement. But until then, he's at least worth a flyer. When the Isles brought DeAngelo aboard in January, it was assumed his fantasy value would drop off once Noah Dobson returned from injury. And even though he'd missed the scoresheet during Dobson's first 4 games, he's gone off for 9 points, 21 shots, and 10 blocks over the last 10. The duo has even coexisted on the top power play of late, including combining for a goal their last Thursday. With this type of production and a 23-plus minute average across this run, DeAngelo needs to be on more rosters. Samberg is a tricky fantasy commodity as he's solid in secondary stats while not being a traditional scorer, yet almost any Winnipeg blue liner can be considered simply by being on the ice within a top 3 attack. He's certainly made a case the last 3 weeks by registering 2 goals and 4 assists in addition to having 20 shots and 24 blocks on 22:20 a.m. night. Samberg is more of a short-term option with the potential for longer usage if he can keep picking up a passable amount of offense. Broberg was first featured here right after starting the season with 9 points across 11 appearances and immediately before being sidelined for nearly a month. The scoring hasn't continued to be prolific, though you may have noticed his goal and 3 assists on Tuesday, or the 6 total points over the last 5 supplemented by 8 shots, 6 PIM, 8 blocks, and a +8. Broberg assumes a significant workload and offers enough potential to warrant more coverage. It looks like Pettersson just needed a few contests to get used to his new surroundings after coming over from Pittsburgh at the end of January, as since then, he's supplied an assist from 7 of 13 along with 12 shots, 12 hits, and 33 blocks. He may not skate next to Quinn Hughes or regular partner Chris Letang while on the Pens, and lacks man advantage duty, but he's still a reliable cross-category contributor. Let's get Pettersson into double digits. Since Jacob Markstrom returned, he's gone 2-5-1 with a 3.87 GAA and .847 save percentage. During that same stretch, Allen has posted a 3-1 record alongside a 1.77/.943 line. There's no questioning Markstrom's status as Jersey's number 1, though their prized off-season acquisition shouldn't be pushed heading into the playoffs as the club is pretty much locked in as the Metropolitan Division's 3rd seed. And that would leave more opportunities for Allen to produce solid fantasy numbers behind a decent attack and a defense that's top 10 at suppressing shots. Going for Gibson comes with its drawbacks, the main one being his extensive injury history, having come back last week from another physical setback. But let's consider Lucas Dostal has been erratic in 2025 while only winning 2 of his last 8 appearances to go with a 3.55 GAA and .886 save percentage. Gibson has earned victories in both of his recent starts, though neither the Preds nor Bruins could be considered offensive juggernauts. And the Ducks rank last for allowing pucks on net, so any of their goalies represent risky recommendations.